everyone, welcome back to the homestead. Today we are going all hands on deck because we've got our first hard frost coming. We already kind of had a light frost last week, but this week it's looking like it's going to get pretty cold. We're going to have 2 really cold nights, dropping down below freezing. So we've got a lot to do. I came out early this morning and kind of just did a video list of all the different things that need to be done before frost comes. Then I went inside and wrote everything down on a quick checklist. So Kip and the children and I are all going to be trying to accomplish this list in the next couple days here. So here are the projects we've got to tackle. We've got a bunch of little succulent and cactus plants that are not necessarily cold hardy, so they've got to go into the greenhouse. They belong mostly to Esther, but then some of the other children have a few of theirs with hers as well. So we're going to clear off some shelves in the greenhouse to make room for those, and hopefully they'll overwinter in the greenhouse just fine. Next we have some seedling plants that need to be transplanted, kale and chard and spinach. So those are going to go into some beds that we're going to actually cover for the winter. We also have some mums that need to be taken out of a pot and put into the ground for the winter. I believe they're a perennial mum, so we want to make sure that they overwinter well. We have celery that needs to be harvested, sour gherkins that need to be harvested. We've got some lettuce that's not going to be in beds that are going to be covered. They're just kind of volunteer lettuce plants that I want to go ahead and harvest so we don't lose those to the frost. We've got a small patch of turnips that I'm undecided. I might cover them or I might just leave them uncovered to see how they weather the frost. I've read that turnips can take quite a bit of cold, so I might just experiment and leave them uncovered and see if they make it. We'll see. As I mentioned in our last video, we have ginger to harvest. This is our first year growing ginger, so I'm really excited to see how much ginger we were able to grow. We've got some roselle to harvest, even though it did not get to full maturity. I'm going to go ahead and harvest the little teeny calyxes and also probably some of the leaves before the frost kills those plants. We've also got a bunch of potted plants that we want to get in the ground. These are mostly bushes and perennial herbs. I have 2 little stevia plants that I ordered late in the season that I want to transplant into the greenhouse because they are not going to be able to make it outside over winter. We have 4 beds that we've got to get row covers on. We've already got the hoops in place, so we just got to get the row covers out of the greenhouse and get those beds covered. And those are for our beds that are going to go into the fall and winter. They've got chard, cabbages, kale, things like that. We've got a little bit of moringa left to harvest. I did the big harvest of moringa already, but we do have one plant that has continued to produce even though it's gotten colder, so we're going to harvest the last of the moringa. We need to build a raspberry bed because I've got about 6 raspberry plants in pots that need to get in the ground. I don't think they'll survive in the pots all winter, so we're going to get them in the ground, but we've got to build a bed first. We have a fig that's got to be moved into the greenhouse. It's just a potted fig, and eventually we want to get it in the ground, but for now I don't have the space ready for that. So last year we just put it in the greenhouse through the winter and it survived in the pot that way, so we're going to do the same thing, get that in the greenhouse so it can survive the winter. We have peppers that still need to be harvested. We have flowers that need to be gathered for bouquets. Actually, that doesn't need to be done, but it would be nice to gather some of the last of the flowers before they die. We have a little bit of zucchini still to harvest. We've got lots of tomatoes, both cherry tomatoes and celebrity and pink brandywine tomatoes that need harvested. I've got a few flowers that I need to deadhead still. We've got some kohlrabi plants that are currently in spaces that are not going to be covered for the winter, so I want to transplant those kohlrabi into one of the beds that we're going to cover. And then the last thing is we have some figs that still need to be harvested. So the list is long. Most of the things on the list are pretty quick and easy, but there are a couple bigger projects that are going to take some time. So hopefully with the whole family working together, we can get all these garden projects done before that hard frost comes. How many of you have had frost yet or have frost coming soon? And what are you doing to prepare? Please share in the comments below.
Say hi to Mommy, Abby.
Hi. Hi, what you got in that bag, sweetheart?
Peppers.
Peppers. Let's take a peek. Ooh. Those are our spicy peppers, huh?
Very spicy.
Good job collecting them. Thanks for helping.
And we cut sour stems and we didn't cut tomatoes yet.
Yeah, still have some more to harvest, huh?
Yeah.
Beautiful. You collecting some of the last of the flowers to put in bouquets? Nice. Thanks, love.
All right, you're welcome.
Guys are getting some of our old compost here to fill up the rest of our beds in the backyard here, so we can plant our blueberry, serviceberry, gooseberry, and some perennial herbs and things in these beds.
So Mama, if that project over there goes perfect, we could probably do it around 3 hours and 15 minutes, I think.
All right. Sounds good. Josh has been calculating how long some of these projects are going to take, huh? Yeah, the biggest one is building the raspberry beds and getting the raspberries planted.
Yeah, but you won't want to hear my realistic estimation.
What's your realistic estimation?
6 hours, 6.5 hours.
6.5 hours?
Yeah.
All right. So do you want to be realistic today, or do you want to be hopeful?
I want to be hopeful, so let's hope
All
it's
right.
the other estimation.
We'll just see how it goes. You guys, slow and steady. Enjoy the work, okay?
Okay.
No stress. The frost is coming, but we'll get it all done. No worries. So we're just planting some of these potted plants back here, and oh my goodness, you guys have to see this. Is amazing, the biggest worms I've ever seen. There's one. It's like a little snake. Oh my goodness, those are huge. Kind of scared me a little bit. I started crawling out of the pot where I was planting.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, those are huge. I wonder how long, is that about a foot long, would you say?
Yes, when it's stretched out.
Yeah, and then,
That's about a foot long.
and it's like almost half an inch around.
Yeah, when
Or
it's
half
squished up it is.
Wow, those are huge.
Yeah.
What do you think of those, Esther?
No, we're crazy.
Caleb even came out to see them.
Pretty big.
Big worms. Wow.
Here.
They don't want to go away.
Comes Josh. He heard the news. Check him out, Josh.
That's
More than a
unreal. What soil were those in?
It was in this pot with the serviceberry that I was planting.
In the pot.
Yes, they were in the pot. Crazy.
2 of them?
2 of them. Scared me. They started coming out as I was planting the
Wow.
serviceberry.
They must have found the hole in the bottom of the pot.
Yeah,
Found the hole in the bottom of the pot and came up in.
decided they liked it
And
in
then,
there.
yeah, just made home. Wow. Well, now maybe they can have a bigger home in this garden. Maybe they can have a bigger home in this whole garden bed.
Yeah.
We will happily house them there.
Yes. We'll take all the worms we can get in the garden.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I just can't believe how big those are.
Yeah, I know.
Have any of you guys seen worms that big? Oh man. Amazing. What do you think, Josh?
Those are pretty big worms.
Yeah. Girls planting the potted stuff over here. This is a bunch of liatris that was going to go out on the swale, but we didn't have time to dig it into the hard clay soil, so we're just putting it in our nice new soft bed here over winter. And then in the spring we'll transplant them out to our swale. Sound good, Abby?
Mama, can they have these now?
The girls are wanting some of the figs.
Mama,
Are those yummy?
guys, so we're getting some rocks for the raspberry bed in the main crop, and I just wanted to show you how beautiful it is down here. So we've actually been getting most of the rocks from up on top of this hill by our old fort. Here's a pile of rocks. That's a pretty nice one.
Got the mums all planted. They're like the only color in the backyard right now, other than a few little kind of yellowy leaves and burgundy leaves of some bushes back there. But fun. It's fun to see color go into a new garden, even though it's not going to last after the frost, but we'll enjoy it for a day or so. So upon looking closer at the moringa, it is a little bit damaged from our first frost, and so I think we're going to go ahead and harvest it, but give it to the animals instead of drying it for our own consumption, because I'm sure it still has a lot of good nutrition in it, but a lot of the leaves have kind of yellowed, and there's some bug damage and stuff. So
This is a pretty good leaf right here.
is that a pretty good one there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is pretty nice.
This one I was doing right down here is pretty nice as well.
Well, we already got quite a bit for us, so we'll go ahead and gather this for the
Animals?
chickens and yeah, probably for the birds.
Yeah.
And it's super easy. You just strip the leaves off. They come off really easily. Strip right off. Super fast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually gonna see if the turkeys like this. Hey turkeys! Do you want to try a new little treat here? Just checking it out. Do you like that? Not so sure, huh? The turkeys love greens, but they like specific greens. They're kind of picky. They really love the yellow wood sorrel that grows all over our garden so well. These are fun. Should we go see if the chickens like it?
Sure.
All right, I know the geese will probably like it, so we'll try them after the chickens.
Okay.
We're always trying to find ways to feed our animals off the land so we don't have to buy as much feed for them. And so we've never tried giving the birds the moringa before. We'll see if these chickens like them.
Picking it a little bit.
Like it? Yeah, it looks like she's liking it.
The black one is pecking it out as well.
There's another one testing it out. They definitely like it better than the turkeys. The turkeys just kind of sniffed it and stomped on it, walked right past it. What do you think? Is that good stuff? She's liking it. Some over in the distance there are liking it. definitely not a favorite, but they're eating it a little bit. All right, should we try the geese now?
Yeah.
Okay. Geese. I'm not so sure. I thought they would love it. Come on. Oh, there goes a brave soul. Ah, there they go. What do you think of that? It's pretty potent stuff. A little stronger than the grass you're used to, huh, guys? Yeah. Well, they're not so sure about it. A couple of them tasted. They're talking about it now. Very interesting. It's like they're just not sure. Some of them are being brave and testing it, and others are just talking about it. Well, have a nice day, guys. See you later. Alright, so I guess we'll dry the rest and just kind of feed it randomly to probably the chickens. They seem to like it the best, huh?
Yeah.
You can add it to their feed once in a while in the winter when they need some greens.
Yeah.
Well, guys, not as much celery as I was hoping for, but it's more than we've gotten in the last couple years of trying to grow celery. I learn a little bit every year. This year I learned that I should have thinned the celery out. Most of them were actually multi-planted, so planted at least 2 or 3 plants together. So I think it just really stunted their growth. Also, I don't think they got quite enough water here. And the last thing is, probably should have harvested them before the first mild frost that we had, because most of the leaves are no good. They got damaged by the frost. And then a lot of the stalks themselves were kind of dried up and pithy. So thankful that we at least got a little bit of celery this year finally, and hopefully next year we'll get even more. We'll just keep learning. That's how it is with gardening. You just keep on trying new things and learning as you go, and every year things get a little bit better. So I'm going to see what the girls are up to now.
Okay.
How's it coming over here, girls?
Pretty good.
You've been gathering the little teeny roselle or hibiscus calyxes. Normally, guys, this would get to maturity and these would be much bigger. They're just so tiny. I don't even know if it's really worth it, but we are gathering some of the leaves as well, because the leaves have got that nice hibiscus flavor too. So we'll dry it, and for these 2 big plants, it's not going to be much. As you can see, the first frost damaged most of the leaves on this. We can't really use those leaves, but we're gathering the leaves that we can use. And the little baby calyxes, huh?
Yeah.
This is our first year that the hibiscus has not gotten to maturity in time. So, kind of sad, but that's okay. We'll just be thankful for all the stuff that we do have, huh?
Yep. Yeah.
So I know I just said that every year gets a little bit better, but you know, even still every year there's certain things that you've had no problem with in years before, but then they just kind of flop. So every year is different with gardening, and you just learn to take what you can get, be thankful for what you can get, and just keep learning and improving year after year. Hey, Neat, what's up?
I'm just doing chores.
Cool. What are you doing?
Spraying the few flowers.
Spraying flowers with the spray bottle. Spraying Mama too. The wind's blowing. Got all the kohlrabi transplanted into this bed that will have a cover over it. And next I'm heading over because we're gonna harvest ginger, our first ginger harvest. You guys ready for this?
Uh-huh.
So I think we've got about 5 or 6 plants in here. We don't really know how to do this. We're gonna just kind of gently, whoa, gently-ish.
Will that work?
Whoa, pull up on the plant. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Wow.
Can I see it, Josh?
Daddy's getting the barbecue going over there. That's why the smoke is coming through, but
Sorry.
Let
me see.
that's really neat looking.
Hey, let me check that out, Esther. Well, what is it?
It's ginger.
Maybe I won't take a taste. Woo! Yeah, it is.
It does look a lot like Jerusalem artichokes.
When it's in the store, they're both white, so they look. Jerusalem artichokes and ginger look almost exactly the same.
Yeah, so this is not quite mature yet. I think once it matures, it turns more of the white.
How it smells?
What does it smell like?
It smells like gentle ginger, kinda.
Yeah,
Not
smells good.
Not really strong ginger.
What do you think of the smell?
I like it.
It's really nice. Yeah.
Oh. All right, shall we finish digging them out?
Sure.
Pulling them out? That's the mama there. And look at all that from it.
And those are from it as well.
Oh, and these were from the same one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, one mother plant produced all that.
What's the mama? That?
Yeah.
That's Yah's economy there.
Yeah,
Multiplication
multiplication on your return for
of
sure.
the work that you do, yeah.
Yep. Let's keep going.
Yeah. Alright, let's see about these plants. Oh my, here we go. Dive in. It's almost better just like grab it all like one big bunch. What's that?
Yep.
Oh, there it is. There's some
Nice. That is so fun. All right, guys, here it is. From these few little pieces of ginger here, we got all of this. Pretty amazing, huh?
Yeah.
I guess ginger grows well here in Missouri, huh?
Mhm.
Think we should keep growing it every year now?
Yeah.
So fun. Something else that's so fun. One of my girls decorated the chair with the dahlias. Dahlias. Was that you,
No.
Biddle?
Yep.
Alright guys, so for this ginger, what we're doing is we're just doing an initial quick rinse in some warm water. And then I'm putting them in this box here, and I'm planning on just putting them in our root cellar overnight because they'll stay cool but they won't freeze in there. And then hopefully tomorrow I can get to getting the skin off of them and chopping them up and putting them in the freezer for long-term storage. Stevia has been transplanted into the greenhouse. Look at all these lettuces growing away in here. So fun. So the boys said they gathered about half the rocks that we need for our raspberry bed out here. This is our main crop area, future main crop area. And the raspberry bed's gonna come off of this retaining wall and be a divider between the garden and the children's play area. But that will be for tomorrow. We are done for the day. We got almost everything crossed off the list, all but 1, 2, 3. I had to circle 4 items. Everything else we got done, which is so exciting. I'm really thankful for all the work we got done today, and we'll see you tomorrow as we finish off the list.
Hold on.
You spraying plants again?
I sprayed all those, but I didn't spray those.
Can you say good morning to everyone?
Good morning, everyone.
Well guys, it is the next morning. Thankfully we didn't have a freeze last night, even though there was a freeze warning, but the next 3 nights are supposed to be much colder, possibly down 10 below freezing where we're at. So I am really happy with all that we got done yesterday, and we don't have much more to finish today. We're losing a little bit of our help today because we are back in school, and so Nathan, Esther, and Joseph aren't going to be able to give as much time today. But Josh and I are going to tackle that raspberry bed. She's spraying me. That is the biggest thing on our list for today. And then we just have a couple other quick things to get done as well. So, do you think you're going to help us too?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I've got some preserving to do, some tomatoes to put in the freezer, some ginger to skin and put in the freezer. All right, so we strung the line here for the raspberry bed. We cut the vinyl. So the rocks are going to go just on top of the vinyl, and then we've been laying down feed bags where the actual grow bed's going to go. We'll be putting soil there. And Nadie's out here helping us to figure out how to keep the other edge of the dirt in. Yeah. So we're looking for some wide enough boards to hold everything in, because this is the lower end of the main crop area, so everything's going to have to be deeper down here. Yeah. And then it'll eventually get more and more shallow as we go uphill. This whole area is sloped. So, you ready, Josh?
Yep.
We're going through our scrap wood pile here. It needs to be moved out of the way anyway, because it's where our firewood goes. So, seeing what we can find. So we need just wood for one side of this bed. The other side's going to be the rock. And actually the wood is just going to be temporary, because our plan is down the road to actually put cement walkways throughout our main crop area, but it could take us a few years to get the whole thing cemented. So in the meantime, we're going to have to use some wood, and we'll be putting pea gravel in the pathways, just so we at least have some good pathways until we can pour cement in there. Y'all willing, of course. Alright, we've got the start of the rock wall going here. Joseph's helping to bring some soil. And the guys have got the boards measured out, got a plan. It's coming along. Are you enjoying your break from schooling to get out here in the fresh air? Yeah. Yeah. We've got the plants in place and just filling it up with soil now. This is composted horse manure that we got a few months back. And it is quite weedy, so we're going to have to probably put another layer of weed-free soil on top, so this bed won't be as weedy. But it's almost done! Yay! Thanks for helping, Nadie.
Yep.
So the dry stack here is a little bit tricky when you're just using native stone. I'm hoping it's going to be a permanent wall, but if we have trouble with it staying standing, then we may have to come through and mortar it together, or just do a whole different wall. We'll see. It's just experimental right now. There is going to be a good amount of pea gravel on this side to help hold the wall from this side, and then of course the soil will hold it from the other side. Almost done, Josh?
Yep.
And it's not even lunchtime. Well, I guess it is lunchtime, but we're trying to finish really quick, huh?
Yep.
Good work.
Thank you.
And I guess I should mention, these are heritage raspberry plants. They are the first raspberries we ever grew, and I ended up getting rid of them because they're just so pokey. I thought maybe going with a thorn-free variety would be better, but our thorn-free varieties just have not produced like the heritage did, so we went ahead and got more heritage, and we'll just deal with the thorns. Girls helping move all of Esther's little plants?
Yeah, this is mine, this is
Those
mine.
ones yours? All right. Into the greenhouse they go. Esther's in here organizing as they bring them. So these are our seed starting shelves, but Esther's going to use them through the winter for her little cactus plants. Hopefully they'll be happy in here. And the girls are helping bring them in. Whoa, looks like J-Bud's helping too. Big load. Good job, Jay.
This is mine too.
Is that one yours too?
Mm-hmm. Do that.
Just came up here real quick to help Caleb finish up the business card that he's been working on. And it's coming along really nicely. So that's the back side or front side, whichever. And there is the other side with all the information. Looks great, Caleb.
Thank you.
And would you guys like a quick sneak peek of the store? It probably would have already been live by now, but we've had some hiccups along the way. One of which, just last week, our website got hacked into, and so Caleb had to spend hours and hours fixing that, making sure that the malware on our website was removed, and then he also ended up having to upgrade our security. So anyway, hopefully the website's secure now and the store is almost ready to launch. Caleb's little office here is a little cramped, but I think I can get us both in here. So the store is actually going to have just your basic merch, so Thousands of Roots design, but then also a lot of custom design, clothing and bags, socks, things like that. He's designed some stickers and magnets, some coloring pages. He's been working on different types of wall art, and what else?
Esther's paintings we're hoping to put on there.
And oh, and then a bunch of coming soon items. So what's going to be coming soon?
So hopefully we doing some blacksmithing stuff along with copper miniatures. So little miniature items I make with copper and other stuff for like little angel gardens and sets like that.
So as long as there's not any more major glitches,
Right.
hopefully you'll be able to go live with the store in just another week or two maybe.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yep. Cool, very exciting. You've been working hard on this, so I'm looking forward to seeing it up, and I'm sure there's many of our viewers who are also looking forward to it. I'm back to see how it's coming in here, Esther Pie. How's it?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Do they all fit?
Yeah.
Looks like it. Now you're just organizing them all pretty. This is the fun part, huh?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, one more thing to check off the list, huh?
Yep.
Alright guys, we did it. We were able to mark off everything on the preparation for frost list. So yay, very excited about that. Just finished hanging up all of our green tomatoes in the greenhouse here. I've never done this before, but I thought I would try it and see if maybe they'll ripen up, because there's a lot of really nice tomatoes on here, and maybe this will just give them a little bit longer to fully ripen. All the ones that were starting to blush a little bit we took inside, and I've got a whole bunch still to preserve. I think I'm just going to put them in the freezer. So anyway, thanks for joining us on the homestead again. As always, thank you to our patrons who make these videos possible. We appreciate you so very much. Until next time, we pray blessings over you and yours. And whatever you do, do it with your whole heart.